So in the talking stage that we are trying to build, and you eventually somehow just discover that I'm texting Amaka, Teresa, and Gloria. Are you going to be like, okay, talking stage galore, and let's just keep talking staging?
Honestly, I would not like that.
There we go.
I would not like that.
I mean, that's it.
This is it for me. This is it for me.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey, also known as Jeff Barnes, and yes, you're welcome again. And remember, if you're just coming in, you can share, like, and subscribe. I'm not alone here. I'm here with a beautiful lady.
My name is Victoria.
It's Wheels over here, and we're back again to give you premium gist. So sit back and relax.
Premium gist it is, and that's what we're going in. Today, we're saying it is talking stage. When do you officially become bae? Now, first off, wait till the talking stage. What is talking stage, guys?
For me, when a guy is coming to ask you, hi, what's your name? How are you? Who are you? I like you. Plain and simple.
That's talking stage.
That's what's talking to you. A guy trying to know me or me trying to know the guy. No two ways about it. I mean, we'll put too much force about it, making it now replacing dating.
But I mean, I feel like that's like a blanket definition, because I would say every day I step out of my house, maybe on the bus, I could just chat to a random person and I just want to get to know you without any strings. Can we still call that talking stage? Or is it any discussion between a young girl and a young guy's talking stage? I mean, it feels too.
Would you really say without any string?
Okay.
Let's look at it. Before a guy sees a random girl and approaches her and wants to know her, there is an innate desire somewhere. He maybe does not know what he truly needs from that person, but feelings will grow. Desires will grow, and that is what talking stage does. Help you define what you really want out of this person. And that's why I don't think it should last too long, because 1 week, 2 weeks, you already know if you and this person vibe enough to be friends or to be lovers or to just be nothing.
I agree. So, but now you just touched an important point about you should know 2 weeks, 3 weeks within the. Are there rules to this kind of things? Like, is there a rule to this? Because you just said 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so it feels like there's a timeline, there's a rule, there's something.
If you ask me, I feel like this generation does not have rules about anything. Because first of all, like you said, talking stage. People can be knocking inside talking stage. People can be getting pregnant and doing abortion inside talking stage.
Oh my God.
It's all encompassing. So there's no longer that exclusivity of saying, okay, I'm talking to this person. Let me get to know this person. Let this person get to know me. It's almost like a spider web. I can be doing talking stage with you and 7 others. I mean, it's crazy.
But I feel like once I start talking to you, it means that I have interest in you, like what she rightly said about there's a motive, right? So for me, this is my personal opinion. I feel the moment I pick interest in you, my time is very, very it's valuable to me.
Yeah.
So the moment I'm squeezing or I'm getting a fraction of my time to spend with you, I feel like, we should be.
So my take on this talking stage thing is that if you get to know somebody and this person begins to mean a lot to you, I mean, time they say is money. If you're going to spend hours of your time investing it on a person, then you should quickly move it to the next stage, not dwell on it. And like he said, in that same talking stage, you want to be enjoying all the perks of being in a relationship. That's to me some seriousness. No, you want to define it. Oh, hi, maybe the first date, the second date, you get to ask this person to officially be your girlfriend. Then you see so that you guys can be more intentional about each other. Because once and that's a lot of things that make or mar a relationship. When intentions start, expectations start building up, and the other person is checking how intentional this person is with me, then you will know how the relationship start progressing or declining.
So there's this conflict I always have in my head, right? Can the wooing stage be also talking stage? Because there's certain times you meet someone, especially girls, and they're like, oh, guys are not chasing us again, guys are not doing this again. At that point where I'm trying to get your attention, I'm calling you every day and you're seeing my calls, but you just want to do your girl shenanigan thing, is it still talking stage?
Yes. wooing stage is actually talking stage, because that is actually the period you get to have the girl. You get to show the girl you are interested in her. All those things you're saying, all those things you're doing, all those things you're getting, you present yourself to her.
But as a typical Niger guy that has, had some relations with Niger girls, inside talking stage, someone is asking you for an iPhone 16. They are telling you about their house rent that is due in 2 weeks. They are telling you it's crazy. Inside talking stage, I already believe somebody.
For me, I would say, what are you people talking about? So it all depends on the kind of conversation you're having. Is it a quality conversation or just conversation that is based on frivolities? No, because if you're having a quality conversation with somebody, I mean, quality conversation, you guys are talking about important things because you want your relation to go somewhere. But if the person is being demanding, you need to take your cue from there.
No, first off, right, you see, quality conversation is when the person has even given you listening ears to talk to you. We're talking about, like you just said, the wooing stage. Now, you want to, I've seen tweets, I've seen even conversations where a girl is like, oh, for you to go on a date with me, for me to go on a date with you, you have to pay for my makeup.
Demands.
My makeup is expensive. I have to look good for you. And then my makeup is not cheap. It's like 250K. And I'm like, oh God, we're just talking stage.
So for me right now, it's about what attracted you to that person. The person probably have packaged themselves to be attracted by a guy, and they feel like any guy that comes to them needs to be able to live up to the standard of what you're seeing. So what has been your attraction to that person? Is it what you're seeing? So you go with the hopes of maintaining what you're seeing.
Are you telling me that the ladies would naturally just get dressed, or the idea of anything looking good is that you have to be attractive to the next person?
I'm talking about personalities. They're different personalities. They're different people. Everybody needs what they want.
Going from what you're saying, is it possible to catch feelings? Because like you said, I mean, if you look exactly you look exactly like something I want, and I look at you and you look sexy, nyash, breast, and then is it possible to catch feelings, being that there's no set time frame for the talking stage, and then either I'm drooling head over heels over you and you're like still assessing me?
I think if you catch feelings during a talking stage, it is just infatuation.
Really?
No, for guys.
Really? Wow.
Infatuation is not a wrong thing.
Okay.
Why don't make it sound like if being infatuated about somebody is not a wrong thing?
No, because it feels like it can fade.
No, of course it should fade into actually falling in love. It should fade over time. Infatuation gets you mooning over that person.
Yeah.
It gets you wanting to be with that person, which is why I said, if you really know what you want in somebody, why dwell so long on a talking stage? Because in that stage, like we were saying, in that stage there is no expectation. You can't own up to the person. You can't make the person be or do anything for you. There's no great expectation in there. But in dating, there is expectation. You can actually make demands, set rules, design your relationship the way you want, and enjoy it how you please.
Okay. So in this case now, because as you're saying all these things, I'm like, first off, the infatuation will come in, but I have a lot of red flags that come in between all of this when I start to like get to know you. You understand? Because for me, people scream being sapiosexual as the first form of attraction, and for me, it's real deal, right? You might look all beautiful and all of that, but the moment I begin to converse with you, and I'm not seeing that kind of thing, is already a red flag for me. Is that how it cuts across you guys as well?
Well,
I mean, to be honest, I feel like every human being out there has an invisible checklist in their mind. They've never written it down, but people have preferences. So if I'm having a conversation with a pretty girl, as pretty as she probably thinks she is, there's certain things she's not checking on my checklist, and it's not like it's a mandatory or a straight jacket affair, but it's just that I'm like, fine, yes, this and that, but in the long run, it's like I'm kind of doing like throwing the pros and cons, and I'm like, can we push this forward? Can we just leave it at the fling and then, just goof about for a while, So yeah, I feel like talking about red flags is like, first of all, like having those kind of inhibitions in you, and then it sounds like you're judging, but it's like that's just your preference.
So for me, right, my red flags, like I said, is being sapiosexual. But then again, if it transitions into conversation, for me, even if you don't reply me, it's not a problem. But acknowledging that you missed my reply sounds. I prefer it to, oh, sorry, I missed your call. I was not able to do this and this. Don't tell me you were busy. If you tell me you're busy, guy, because I feel like I'm the busiest guy in the world, man.
Sorry, I have to say this.
Don't tell me you're busy.
I know. Talking about red flags now. One of my biggest red flags if I'm talking to a girl, and I just met you, talking stage or not, I observe how you speak to other people. Be it a gate man, a waiter, a bike man, taxi guy. If you come off as rude or disrespectful, that sets off an alarm in my head ASAP. So and it could be found anywhere. It could be we could walk into anywhere, and then obviously we're going to be going to a fine restaurant. Someone is going to come and serve us. Your approach to them, you might not be disrespectful, but are you it's just in my head. I don't know how to explain it.
Vicky, I want to ask you something.
I don't know how to explain it.
Be honest. Thank God you're a girl here, right?
Don't feel like we're attacking you.
No. We just want to get it from a girl's perspective because there's something I always get to worry about. And you know what the worry is? The certain people you meet, right? You want to get to know them. Oh, sorry, I don't like to take calls. I'm a bad texter. I don't like to come out of my house. And I'm too tired to always come out. I love my bed. I like to sleep. You invite the person out, you make efforts. The person is like, oh, I don't like stress. You don't like.
I think that is just a clear pointer that the person is not interested in you. And most times, guys don't like to take that pointer. See, some of the issues that men face in a relationship, I must say is that you see red flags, but like you say, you don't see colors. Men don't see colors, because if you have all this expectation and this red flags and things that you don't like, and then you're seeing a girl that fits the perfect physical physique, but has all those red flags, you suddenly stop seeing the red.
But you
just see the physics.
Sorry to cut in, right? But this is very heartbreaking for men. And you know why? We see all of this, and let me guess, your advice to us is we should take our cue, take our learnings and leave, right?
Yes.
The same people will be the same person to say men are not taking the efforts again to chase women. Men are not doing all of this.
No, don't say that, because you see a girl, she doesn't like you. Why dwell on that girl? Move on to another girl and chase another girl.
She doesn't like you. They are the ones telling us to chase.
The red flags are there. It's just like you having a checklist, and then you see a girl that does not fit those checklists, and then all of a sudden you abandon your checklist.
But we do.
What do you do to yourself?
You have to give room for compromise.
I'm sorry, you right now will be a red flag to me, because it shows me a man without principles or without courage.
Because a man that is compromising is that what you're saying? Okay.
It's not. Those are not. There's certain things.
So that's a red flag as well.
Yes, there's certain things one should not compromise in life.
So with all this information you've given to us now, when is that time where you're officially dating and then you started seeing someone?
So me, I'm still a very traditional girl, I must say. If a guy does not ask me, Victoria, will you be my girlfriend? I can never consider us in a relationship, because I've been burnt, and I must say, you don't want to be in a situation where you are dating yourself. You don't want to be in a situation where you cannot say we are together, or you go out with somebody today, introduce him your friend, tomorrow you introduce him.
But I have to say this, because I have heard girls argue that they would never get into a relationship with a man if they do not experience his sexual prowess. So, what do we say to girls like that?
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be religious right now, but I'm just going to draw from my religious background.
Okay.
I do not approve of that. I cannot say I share in that understanding that you have to test a man's sexual capabilities before you go into the. I don't subscribe to that. Okay. I don't think that should be the focal point of any relationship, or why you go into a relationship.
It's not a focal point, but it's a very important aspect, because there are girls that clearly state that they will not be in a relationship with a man that does not have performance. It's clear, it's out there. If you Google it, it's there.
So if that is what a girl you want to be with is putting on the table, you should also decide, is it what you want? I mean, it takes two to tango. So if it's not what you want, why do you bend to that? It's just like me as a lady having a man come to me say, oh, you must get pregnant first before I need to test if you're able to give me a child before I marry you. That is I will not even listen to you. The conversation will not go beyond that.
Now you guys are talking about this, it now begins to wrap in my head. Who makes these rules in both parties? Like, who are the ones responsible? Is it the chaser or the person being chased? Because
I think that it's just both parties, and I think that the society makes this rule because everybody have experiences and they come from their background to make all these expectations and demands of what they want or they wish for, they hope for. But we can't all just, if you want a relationship to work, you can't dwell on the past. Everyone just have to leave their baggage behind, else that relationship is going to suffer from on the unknowns. You don't want to be with me and you're paying for the sin of another person. I mean, we should get healed before we move on.
Yep. So there's a final one, and this is a very common trend we're seeing right now, and to me it's some sort of like, I just need to understand from a woman perspective, right? You made a statement saying you've been burnt, and this is like a language that has cut across a lot of ladies these days when you start talking to them, like, oh, I'm going through something now, I'm not ready for anything, and they keep putting you in that line of, I like your vibe, I like you, but at the same time I am going through something because of my past relationship. And in your head you're like, do I take that leap of faith and continue staying with you, or I should just tell you to go and heal yourself and come back? Like, please, from a woman perspective, I want to know, because this is what we keep hearing every time.
I don't know if I'm the best person to advise anyone on this, but from my point of view, I work on myself. I've had a period of time where I've had to self-reflect, look at my wins and my losses, look at why has my relationships not succeeded and what is hindering it, or what could hinder the next one. And I feel like these are things everybody needs to do to themselves, especially after a breakup. You need to look at what the issues are, because if we're just doing blame games, you might be the problem and you're refusing to accept that, and then because you're not accepting, that hurt will remain. In fact, you'll be carrying a hurt that does not belong to you or something. So I believe people actually need to spend time on themselves, working on themselves, and not transfer or put the burden on a man or a woman to fix them.
You're saying in context is that if I meet you now and you're working on yourself, I should not bother you. I should wait till you're done.
I mean, if you want to be patient with me, I mean, it's a virtue.
What are the chances I'm going to get the offer?
I don't know. It depends on the people.
But honestly,
honestly,
I think we should discern that.
I also need clarity, guys. So let's say we've established what talking stage is, and then when we assume we should start dating. Am I allowed to have up to 3 or 4 talking stages? I mean, by the definition you've given, I'm trying to get to know these people, and I don't have a lot of time to spend on just one person. Can I have 4 or 5 talking stages?
I still be on dating apps.
And I can still be swiping on dating apps.
Until you give me a response.
Okay. What are you allowed to do? Who am I to tell you what you can do or not do? To each their own.
Okay.
So if you think that you need to test many waters to know what you want,
1 second. I'm
asking
you,
exactly.
as a girl, if you're having a chat with me, and then it goes both ways. Like you say, it takes 2 to tango, right? It takes you to like me, and it takes me to like you. So in the talking stage that we are trying to build, and you eventually somehow just discover that I'm texting Amaka, Teresa, and Gloria. Are you going to be like, okay, talking stage galore, and let's just keep talking staging?
Honestly, I would not like that.
There we go.
I will not like that.
I mean,
this is it for me. This is it for me. I will not like that. But at the same time, I know me. I will also not expect that I'm the only one you're talking to.
Okay, that makes sense. It
doesn't mean that I will put it at the table. The two of us will be rubbing it at each other that, oh, I'm talking to Amaka, I'm talking to Teresa, I'm talking to Chiama, I'm talking to all these people, and you're talking to me, and you're painting it to my face that you're having all these things going on. I won't feel special. And because I won't feel special, I may not feel the need to continue talking to you. I want to know that you're coming for me, you're trying to get to know me, and you're being a bit intentional about me.
I have a
and then you
question.
stop the chase.
I have a genuine question before we wrap up. So we all live, in Europe now, and then there's no cold approach
system here,
style here of approaching people. So how do we bridge that gap? I mean, it's not part of our discussion, but I just need to understand how to bridge that gap, because nowadays you're either going to be called a creep, something. It's just some kind of stigma that is being put on men that try to just traditionally, like you said, reach out to a girl and let them know their intentions.
So for me, living in England, right? What I have done, like he pointed out earlier, like is to do a self-check. You're no longer in Nigeria or wherever you're coming from. So I try to understand what the culture is like here. Yeah, so, as Nigerian guys, we're very aggressive with our stuff. We're upfront with funds. We're upfront with taking them out and all of that. Those things, they scare the hell out of these people here. So the very casual style, your reads, your conversations, all the kind of styles, it's just not like taking it back to the oldies. Taking it back to the oldies.
I agree with you. I think that Nigerian men, if I would be specific,
some, not all.
No, I'm not saying. I think that Nigerian men should learn to calm down.
Yeah, we're always like
I think they just have this perception, and I think this is one of the things that's affecting men and their chase. They have this perception of women. You see a girl, and as part of your checklist is a perception of what you think this girl likes, or what you think this girl is, or what you think this girl will do. Some guys go after a girl expecting that this girl will start asking me for money.
Yeah.
They're preparing themselves for that. With all that, you're not going to be your real self. I just think sometimes go the natural old way. Oh, you like a girl, you talk about things natural, just so that could be you're talking about the movie. Like I've met somebody and we spent a long time talking about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I found out, I like this person. But guess what? The next few days to come, I realized I don't really like this person. But that was a healthy
conversation flow. Okay, you heard it first.
There's so much expectations both from the guys and the girls, and it makes these things difficult.
So we have a viral tweet here by Ciara Daniele. She says, "You're single until someone is established. If y'all have not had a conversation about being exclusive, that's not your significant other. Don't assume anything until that conversation is had and y'all mutually agree. Take it for what it is and save your energy." What do you guys think?
I agree. Okay. I mean, that only buttressed what I said earlier. If a guy hasn't asked you out, I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be the serene.
Yeah.
Just maybe while you guys are lying together or watching a movie, you can just throw the question. That question signifies you desiring and wanting intention. I mean, it's a binding word. It's something someone can use and say and hold you to account. And because I feel like many men like to shy away from that accountability, they withhold that question. They don't want to say, like, oh, let's say we're already together. We're already together. I mean, we're doing everything. We're together. I like you already. I love you. But why is it hard for you to ask that question?
Because we're not in primary school.
And then if you go from there, if you don't ask me that, why should I trust when you ask me, will you marry me? Now, this is a question that is for you to ask. Say to me when it's important. Now you come with asking me, will I marry you? Why should I marry you when you could not ask a question because you think it's too hard or not necessary? Something that you know, even if it's to give me the peace of mind, why shouldn't you want my peace?
Okay, that's a point actually. But for me, I feel like this is how I do it. I don't usually need to ask you the questions. There are conversations that will lead into that style to know that, okay, I am interested in you.
Conversations.
And I will lead that conversation to say, oh, I am interested in you. You know I like you.
I'm supposed
this
to
is
know
what I want.
why.
No. I'll put it out there like, look, I like you. This is what it is. I want to move on to the next stage with you.
But there's this theory. I was listening to a podcast one time, and the host said, if I am going to hire you to be my accountant, do I hire you and expect that you are going to magically become an accountant, or I have to ask you for credentials? I have to see how you've been able to. I have to see something about accounting about you. So I'm saying that to say this: if you're going to now wait for a question, and then maybe some girls like to say this, I'm not going to perform wifey duties for any man that is not going to marry me. Yeah. So how do I hire you for that wifey role when I have not been able to see any trace of wifey?
Oh my God. Okay, so now let me come in. First of all,
back to the tweet.
Yes.
Because we are still on the tweet. This is not my words.
I was about to roast you. Because right now, you are literally saying that the woman is a woman for hire.
Oh my God!
Yes, because right now,
feminist. I'm innocent.
I'm not saying I'm for women's rights and equality and everything, but this is not about femininity. This is about mutual respect. Now you're saying that you want to hire a woman to be your wife.
For instance,
this tweet or you, is it the tweet or you?
For instance,
you want to hire a woman to be your wife. So now let me tell you something. If you want to hire a woman to be your wife, you're going to lay out a contract. And that contract will have terms and conditions that will favor the man and favor the woman. Now, her interests will already have been reflected on that terms. When she accepts it, she knows exactly what she's going into. A relationship is not like that. It is a blank contract. You're entering in, you don't really know what you're going into. It is when, during the talking stage, dating and courtship, that you only have a glimpse of what the future would be. So it's very important that you make sure that everything, both character, behavior, everything that makes somebody ideal, you check all those out before you say I do. Now, talking about the question, in a contract, nobody's coming to ask you, will you work for me? They place an application and say apply. They post all their conditions, the requirements, everything is way. It's just like, let me say that you're a man. You come, my name is what? My name is Jeffrey. And I'm like, okay, I am a 6 foot tall. I have a master's degree. I have a PhD. I'm a World Bank. I own a bank. I do this, I do that. These are my qualifications. This is the size of my, everything is all laid down there. If you want to marry me, apply in person. And I come and look at the application, right? And then I'll apply in person. But this one, no, I am on my own, in my father's house. You come and say you want to pluck an orange.
No, and we didn't get to the orange plucking side.
Okay, not orange. Okay, you're coming to say you like me.
Yeah.
And yet, what now? So you don't want to tell me you want me? No.
I want to tell you I want you. But then, like he rightly said, there are a lot of people that say, oh, I don't want to perform wifey duties. You have not asked me out yet. You have not done this yet. So why does this? Yeah, like obviously, we as guys, there are certain things, there are checklists according to him that we look out for to say, okay, I think I really want to ask this person out. I think I really want to spend more time with this person. There are things we look out for as guys. That's one. You as a lady, I can tell you for free that you like a man who comes direct, true to his words, right? And he's straight up point.
That's a green flag for me.
Now, if a man is coming direct, straight, and all of that, coming all full energy with what he wants and who he is, are we not expecting the same type of energy from the woman to say, okay, you know what, bring your full energy together, let me see what you have as well, your spec and stuff. Why are you keeping a certain, thing?
You see that man you're talking about? That's the man every man will, because in that conversation would you be my woman? But there's no way a man will be plain and direct and withhold his intention for you. I'm sorry, I'll tell you out of experience. I'll tell you one experience.
I'm not going to agree with you.
I'm not
going to agree with you because...
So you can be that direct to a woman you like and not to tell her to be your woman. How then do you not want her to be your woman?
Well, it is because, let me tell you something. Nowadays, like what you're talking about, being direct and all that, it's like... we have two scales. The women are allowed to place some sort of standards on the men, but the men are not allowed any standards on the women.
I'm sorry, I don't agree. We grew up in standards already established for women. You have to be like this. You have to be like that. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. We were molded in those standards already established.
Well, that's standards from your father's house. No? I mean,
because of what they think a man, because of what they think a man requires to marry you and take you out of his house. A father wants you to be ready for that man to see you and like you and take you out of his house.
So guys, what is talking stage to you? If you have any comments or anything you want to put it down on the comment section. We'll talk about this in our next episode. But for now, thank you so much, guys, and
Godspeed.
Thank you.